And joining me in studio, lawyer and media monitor from Honest Reporting, Dan Pomerantz. Talk us through the relationship between the Jerusalem Act and what it determines versus Trump's actions today and what that means in terms of how it will change our reality.
Well, Tracy, this all began with what's called the Jerusalem Embassy Act of 1995. It was passed by Congress, it became law, and it said basically three things. One, that Jerusalem should remain an undivided city with respect for all ethnicities and religion.
Which Trump didn't say today.
Which he did not say the words undivided, but interestingly, when Russia recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, they said Western Jerusalem. Trump also didn't say that. He took a middle position, which opens up a lot of possible flexibility in the months and years to come. The second thing that the act said is that Jerusalem should be recognized as the capital of Israel, which Trump did say, and also that the U.S. Embassy should be moved to Jerusalem. But the act also gave the sitting president the option to delay implementing that if it was necessary for national security by signing what's called a waiver.
And he is set to still sign that.
As far as we know, he has not yet signed that. It was supposed to be signed on Monday. These waivers have been signed every 6 months for the last 22 years until Monday. Now, technically, the law does not give the president the ability to sign it late, but it doesn't look like the sort of thing anyone would object to. Now, the interesting thing is the idea of Israel as an undivided capital is already U.S. law, but a 2015 Supreme Court case said that Congress actually doesn't have the power to set that particular foreign policy. So Trump's statement today declaring Jerusalem the capital in the eyes of the United States officially made that U.S. policy.
All right, just a bit of an about turn here. You've been monitoring the media today, putting your other hat on. What are some of the lesser heard voices that we've been hearing in the media in terms of the reaction?
Well, there's a reaction in the Arab world that's been going on for months now that is almost completely unreported in Western media. Just one example is Abdullah al-Hadlaq, who's a very respected Kuwaiti journalist. He has the ear of the government and is respected among the Kuwaiti people. He said this about Israel, and I'm quoting, "There is no occupation. There is a people returning to its promised land." Of course, this whole question about capital, not capital, East-West, all about what's occupied and what isn't. The voice of al-Hadlaq is something that we've heard echoing from speakers in Iraq and Sudan and Egypt and Saudi Arabia. It's not the only voice in the Arab world, but it's a significant one. It is an unprecedented voice, and it's possible to view this recognition of Jerusalem as part of an evolving trend in the Arab world.
Okay, just very briefly, because we have to go out for a break, if you can concisely talk us through why the capital is even a question here.
Well, it all began with the way Israel was formed, which was through U.S. resolution, United Nations Resolution 181, which took the position that Jerusalem should be international territory. And they used the Latin phrase corpus separatum. Israel agreed to that resolution. The Arab states did not and attacked. And in that attack, Jordan ended up conquering half of Jerusalem, which we now sometimes refer to as the eastern part of Jerusalem.
Okay.
So many nations still believe in this corpus separatum concept, even though the Arab states didn't agree to it, and it resulted in an attack.
Dan Pomerantz, thank you so much for that insight. We have to go out for another.